and welcome to Acadia RPG. My name is Shane Stevens, and I am your Dungeon Master. I am joined once again by our beautiful players, Meredith and Brittany, who just dropped her dice. And we're here to hang out and play some D&D.
What are you trying to look like right now?
Chat with you guys.
No, I
and
was like,
have
what's
fun.
in the chat? Oh, it's Shane. I
That's
was
me.
like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
I was posting that we're late.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. We're only 5 minutes late. We're doing good. I thought we were.
Oh my fault.
I thought we were.
No, it's actually my fault.
Shane,
Sorry.
you're gonna be the dramatic bitch tonight.
Oh, trust me, I don't think I could stop you.
It's true. Shane couldn't. I couldn't.
If I couldn't stop me, you certainly won't be able to.
Thank you guys for joining us again this evening. For those of you watching either live or on YouTube, we always again appreciate the likes and the shares, follows, the raids, whatever you want to call them, everything. Yeah, Twitch has raids. We don't really ever do them, but that's the thing. You like raid other channels, like if the channel's ending, they have the option that another channel they'll pop all the users into another channel. I haven't quite figured out how it works.
That's
yet, but
weird.
That's something. If it's
Raid or rave?
Yeah.
Raid.
Yeah.
You know?
Raid kills bugs fast.
Sorry.
Not sponsored by Raid.
But we could be.
But anyway, thank you guys once again for joining us this evening. We apologize for being off next week. We had family visiting from we didn't get to see very often. So that was nice to get to spend some time with them. They're still technically here, but I wasn't going to cancel 2 weeks in a row. So
They're still technically here, but they're not in at the moment.
they're out.
So that's
other
why
family.
feel free to do this.
Yes, correct.
Now you're
So-
all caught.
Family drama aside. We appreciate you guys being here. We hope you've had a wonderful week. You're in the States. Hope you had a good Labor Day weekend. We were not here for that day. And yeah, just happy to be back and pick up where we left off last week.
That's
You girls got lots role playing to do tonight. Potentially.
Oh, boy.
Or it's just going to be a real short episode. Or I'm going to have to like, throw a Terraski at you guys or something.
No. No, you will not.
Or a Trask.
Not that either.
Secretly didn't know it was between Pip and Faye. Bum, bum, bum.
We all know that Daffodil's the beard in this relationship.
Oh, I wonder if I have a sound effect. We'll see. And it's got a bunch of new sound effects. Let's see what we got. I think there was a bunch of stuff in the March updates. We got spells. We got a health potion.
Woohoo. We didn't see that.
I know.
Oh, it's just a sound effect?
Sound effect.
Okay.
We got
That's
mana
cute.
potion. Guiding bolt.
Brittany's face.
Here's command.
Brr.
That was like all sorts of stuff. Like environmental stuff. It's like little character sound, battle music. I haven't had a chance to play with it a lot, but I've got some new software to do some music editing, which I haven't had in a long time because I've been out of the music game for a while. So I'm excited to play with some music and create some of my own stuff, so it's gonna be cool. Maybe program some sound effects into my stream deck. Maybe one day if we have enough viewers and we actually, make a little bit of money off the stream, we could buy like a regular stream deck and you guys could have like a soundboard to play with. Although that might be, might be dangerous. Anyway, again, thank you guys for being here. You're awesome. Appreciate your time.
Except for you.
You know who you are. With no further ado, I think we will jump into tonight's episode. So, where we last left off,
Ba-la-la.
our adventurers had just defeated Farbrooks and were catching their breath. They set Siltoris free, Faye's archpatron. Faye had
And man thing.
been... Thing? What? Oh, and... Okay, got it. Understand this.
Just look at Brittany's face was worth it.
And as I get hiccups.
It's trying to sync us.
So you guys set Man Thing free, and he assisted Faye with her little problem with the main mind flare that was stuck in a ring of mind protection. Mind flare.
I'm going to end you. And then I'm going to take my math rocks and go home.
But you just got here.
I know.
It's been like a whole
you
week.
need me.
You don't do that very
Actually, no, I need you. I got that wrong.
often. You need me. Don't leave, you need me. Anyway, so you guys clenched your breath, and the army
Oh, that one escaped.
rare form tonight. You get stabbed by Brittany. So, you guys, your guys' army came into the castle and basically took the surrender of the defenders. The staff didn't really care about a change of host, so they got no issues swapping over. You guys were able to get comfortable rooms and have a nice, peaceful night's rest. You met back up with the rest of your group, who congratulated you on a job well done, sneaking in the back and picking up the boss. And Barbaros, or Siltoris, was very, very happy and thankful for you guys. So you guys spent a day vegging, kind of collecting your thoughts and feelings and emotions.
Having a damn break.
Yep. And then eventually decided it was time to head back to the Feywild. Sorry, to the Dawnwood.
Darnwood, yes.
To the Dawn. So,
Because of what's face off.
during the adventure, or during the fight with Barbaros, Faye found out that Dawnwood is not in good shape. So, you all collected your stuff, and Siltoris assisted in teleporting you guys to the port town known as Viennis. That was located in kind of the southeastern part of the Feywild. Kind of like in a spring area. So you all, as he opened up the teleportation portal, you all stepped through, and the immediate feeling of salt air and sea breeze hit your faces as you appeared on the top of a large tower in the center of the city. That was owned by Siltoris.
Deep breath. That's not what that is at all.
That's fair. So, Siltoris had his staff in the building, so you all to your rooms. You all got your own comfortable spaces that were well suited to your personalities. So, as you guys took a breather, knowing you were going to be leaving in a couple days' time to find a boat to hopefully sail you to where the supposed portal back to the Dawnwood existed, out in the water. You were both propositioned for a date by each of your men of interest in you. Pip was approached by Oswald.
He sort of approached me.
Oh, she approached him, more or less. They kind of approached each other at the same time. And,
As
Mutual approach.
awkward couples do.
the will they won't they of the century.
No. It's not the will they won't they, that's more fake.
That's fair, that's fair. So,
Yeah. Pip and Oswald have all the will they won't they of a Hallmark movie.
True.
Not that I'm knocking it. I'm an addict.
and you're not wrong.
Oh, I've corrupted the niece.
Alright, she's not old enough to corrupt.
And yet, here I have her obsessed with Hallmark movies against her mother's will.
Will she cry if they turn them off?
No, but she does stop crying if she sees it.
Okay,
That works too.
magic.
And she'll just be mesmerized by the TV. I know it's just a screen, but
Just screen in general, but it's fine. You can call it Hallmark movies.
yeah,
She gets older, then you can fully corrupt.
correct.
So anyway, so you guys were approached. Pip and Oswald kind of approached each other and decided to go out. Going to a place at recommendation of Siltoris. And Siltoris approached Faye and asked her to go out. Both agreed. You all had a day to prepare. You did a few things, did some research, and prepped for your dates.
Research on what a date is like.
This is prime D&D right here. Pure fantasy right here.
Do it.
Do it.
I swear to God, I'll take my math rocks and go home.
You love it, you know it.
Do I, though?
Yes. Don't deny it.
You can't prove anything.
Fair.
Come on, viewers, say something.
Yes. Tell her that she loves it. So, you guys, where we left off, you were both dressed to the nines, or at least one of you was. I don't remember if Faye got dressed up at all.
I think she did.
I think she did a little bit.
I feel like I had a nice-ish outfit.
Yeah, I think you did.
Pip had a nice-ish outfit too.
You guys got dressed up. Faye and Siltoris heading off to the balcony on a magical sphere. And many cues to Aladdin were had
Do 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 do.
as you guys flew
I
off
can show you my driveway.
towards the restaurant. And Pip and Oswald took a carriage heading towards it.
A carriage? Oh.
Get a carriage.
Oh, okay.
Oswald hooked you guys up.
Oswald the Oh.
So, as you guys.
Now we're together. Oh.
Aww.
That's why you're gonna be the hero in a Hallmark movie.
You just gotta move out to a farm in the middle of nowhere.
But you don't go with everybody like in the village. It's like, oh, we're decorating the giant Christmas tree. Wait, you're so and so. You do this huge business. You're back here doing that small town thing.
Except I'm from the small town.
Exactly.
Well, you just gotta find
But
people
you
you
went
didn't know about
away.
that left you a farm for some reason.
Brittany, it works. She already went away to like near Boston, like area, and now you're back.
Hometown kid made good, came back from the suburbs.
There you go.
Where is her man?
If I only knew.
Okay, sorry.
That all being said, we are caught up. Who would like to start us off? I'm afraid.
She gets scared on dating two women online.
What?
Like Shane's scared of dating two women online.
That's not what I heard.
I'm kind of scared of the rare form that somebody's into me.
What rare form?
I love you, you know. Alright, so Siltoris and Faye fly off towards their romantic destination. Oswald and Pip, carriage, that headed off slightly before them, arrives at kind of this rocky kind of entrance to a restaurant. And as you guys are let out of the carriage and Oswald helps you down, you guys go to the front desk and are brought in to what seems to be kind of like a rocky grotto with a large kind of waterfall trickling down with a pool in the center of the restaurant.
Cute.
You see that there is chairs spread around not only the outside of the pool but also in the with kind of floating tables. So you guys have your choice of seating if you want to sit in the water or outside of the water.
What would you prefer, Oswald? I mean, I did dress sort of nice. I don't know. Can this get wet? Do you know?
Well, I kind of feel the same way. The maitre d' comes up and he says, actually, we have special enchantments that get placed around the table, so you kind of are sitting in the water without getting wet. As it kind of forms a little, like, waterfalls all the way around the table.
Excuse me. I think you don't understand the purpose of being in the water is then?
Yes, we do understand, and we can add that
Should
as
have
an
just told
option.
you the water tables were for the nudists.
It's an opt-out, but it is available. For those who want to experience the water without getting into
Sure, let's try this
Oh, the
weird
joy of water
getting in the
without
water without getting wet.
Try to introduce a cool effect that everybody has this year.
It's just
We're
like
gonna make fun of you either way, Shane. Just
Yes.
choose what you want to be made fun of for.
It's alright, you guys will just love it when I introduce a new thing.
I just think it would be cool if you're like, ooh, it just like here, we just like splash you with this thing and it keeps your clothes dry while you get in the water.
And just a little spray down beforehand.
Alright.
Water repellent.
Sure.
Exactly. That makes more sense than it's just kind of like wraps around you, so you're not in the water, but you're in the water.
So the matronee steps into the water and leads you in that direction. You see that it kind of parts around him, and he's kind of kept into a like
Sorry, Bible stories.
he's walking on dry area,
Oh, Meredith.
leading you towards the.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the Trask jumps out of the sky. Probably what's gonna get us focused.
No, I'm just. If you make me roll throws tonight on having a good date, that would be hilarious. I doubt it, but anyway.
Anyway, so you guys follow him into the strange kind of like nice rocky pond. As the water kind of parts around you guys as you enter, they eventually lead you to a table, which the water expands to kind of encompass a surrounding area of the table. As you can see, there is fish swimming in the water, swimming by, and it kind of creates a nice little gentle waterfall sound as you guys are seated. The candle in the center. Eventually, some drinks float over to you on a lily pad that floats around in the water. And
I wonder, what do you think, Oswald? That we can sample it and see which one we like and then take it.
I don't know, it just seems like water. I mean, I guess we could sample it. I don't think we necessarily need to, but what would you prefer?
Well, I guess I'll just try it. I just grab it, but
Okay. As you grab it,
Pip wonders like if it's the water making Oswald sound different.
as you grab the water, Oswald also reaches over and grabs his, and the lily pad then flows away. Says, well, I guess we're taking these. Sets it out, takes a sip and sets it on the table. Clean water. So, you look very nice this evening.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
Haven't really seen you wear clothes that often.
Well, I haven't had much to call for it, but not that my other clothes are like dirty, but they're definitely not nice.
I mean, they're nice clothes. I mean, they're working clothes. But I mean, this is like, there's no stains on it from like working. You know.
So Taurus helped me out with this, so it looks rather nice.
Yeah, it definitely has like, you know, another worldly thing about it. You know, like something Silk Taurus would do. But yeah, it suits you very well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think your outfit's very well smart. Looks very nice.
Makes your eyes pop. Not out of your. It looks good.
Thank you. This
How did you ever get married?
I don't know, Dave. I don't know. You could ask him.
it works. As you looking around too, like it's like you weren't sure about how the little waterfalls were gonna work, but they do like create some like miniature like rainbows and stuff as the mist kind of comes off around your table and creates kind of like almost like a sparkling effect, kind of creating almost like a little bit of privacy, but also kind of a magical effect. Tinkling with the water. It's quite enjoyable. It reminds you of the rivers and so.
Swamps, though.
So eventually the waiter comes by and he asks, so painfully shy. He comes up and he says, "Oh, what can I get you this evening?" There's lots of different things in the menu. They seem to specialize in seafood, but they have other things as well.
What's your specials tonight?
Oh, and special this ice, we have a nice lump of biscuit. Quick present for the fresh baguettes.
Yo, sorry. Yes, please.
Also comes with a side of, if you would prefer, different kind of boiled fried mushrooms as well.
Yes, please.
Right? For you, sir? I think I'll have the same. Right. Would you like any wine this evening?
Do you like wine? Like a cider?
Yeah, more like a mead or a beer.
Okay. Do you have like beer or mead or cider?
We do have some fancy mead. Mead local.
Fancy meads. Okay. Oh, could you get a regular size mead, but two glasses so we can share it?
Of course, I'll bring you a bottle.
Thank you.
So he heads off to go grab your drinks. You guys are left welcome. You guys share some conversation. I would imagine joking and laughing about things. Talking about the past year.
So, Oswald,
Yes.
have you ever been on a date before?
Well, I have once or twice, but it's been a long while.
Oh. Okay. Cause, yeah, I've been on lots of dates.
Oh, I didn't know you were a whore.
Yeah, yeah, lots of them.
You have, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're beating the men off with a stick back at home, I guess.
Well, actually, I do remember at this dance club, this one guy.
Oh my
Oh, it's a
Tired
disco.
of your fun.
I love disco.
Sorry, no. The character that loves disco is not Oswald. That's Daffodil, and you know it.
That's fair, that's fair.
Daffodil loves ABBA. Dancing Queen.
Some nice quiet music starts playing kind of off to the side. As you all in kind of prepping, eventually the waiter brings back your mead, kind of a wine bottle, and he pops cork on it and pours you both a glass. Sets it down in the center of the table.
Oswald,
Yes.
how many people have you kissed before? Like she just...
Gonna have to carry her home. Gonna pull the kid around a trope of throwing up on his shoes, and then they have to get married.
Oh, I love
We already know each other, so it's already like past that.
So they knew each other too.
But we already had our kiss. It wasn't an accidental like bump sort of kiss.
Listen,
like in
I'm
the
trying to
K-dramas.
help you here, okay?
I love those sort of kisses in K-dramas. Just boom. Oh, we
The
kissed.
fish kissing.
Oh, we kissed. Oh.
When it's just, and then you see it from 3 different angles. As one of them's like, and the other one's like,
Yes. And then they realize, and their eyes go. Whoa!
they fly apart because, oh my goodness, when did this become a whorehouse?
When did their lips touch? It didn't happen on purpose.
Or did it?
Accidental lip touching. I don't believe in it.
She was screwing in the light bulb. He was holding the ladder for her. She tripped. Oh.
And they landed lip to lip. Like you do.
Like you do. Fine.
My favorite is when it's like a ridiculous fall, like a flight of stairs.
Yes.
And it's like, nobody's injured. Their lips are touching.
They fall down that whole flight of stairs and they're just perfectly fine.
The magic of romance.
Okay, sorry, Shane.
It's alright.
Now you've collected yourself.
I was waiting patiently. So he says, well, if I'm being honest, I'm the only two people. Yourself being one of them.
The other is mother.
Our mother, she is the
Yeah, I don't want any Norman Bates here. That's just gross. Right? Did I say it right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Never seen the movie.
um,
I just know. I just know the yeah. Anyway.
I'm an American who reads. I know the plot.
so how about yourself?
How many do you think I have?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you've been on a lot of dates, if you've
That's
been on a lot
not a
of
fair
dates,
question. You're
it's
just waiting to get mad at him. That's a setup.
that's what Pip would do, and then that's what Pip would do, I guess. Well, if I'm guessing if you've
I
been
don't
on
know.
a lot
What's
of
Pip's
dates, I'm
charisma
guessing.
score? I feel like Pip has social skills.
She does. I did not. Excuse me.
So are we going with that one, or are we waiting?
I'm just giving her crap. You can ignore me.
Let's see. Why does it always close? Sorry. Do I need to roll for anything?
No, I was just giving you
No.
crap.
You don't need to roll.
Hilarious. So how many do you think I've had?
Well, if you've been on a lot of dates, I'm assuming at least a few.
Few. She has a charisma +2.
Well, it's not like phenomenal.
No, but that's at least a 13, so
A 14.
there you go.
Well,
You're above averagely charismatic.
well, if I'm being honest, well, I never really kissed anyone before, and this is my first date ever.
Oh.
I didn't want to, I don't know, ruin it, make it bad for you. You know, I wanted to. What do you think that I was?
So as you're talking, he reaches over and he puts his hand on your paw on yours. He says, "Just be yourself. Yeah. Don't worry about it."
But I am worried about it. Always worried about it. Ah. This is just me, not Pip.
Okay. So that food eventually comes and you guys eat. It is delicious. It's very good. Oh, I believe that was really good. As you guys are having food, we
She's like, get off of this with Meredith. Go to Brittany now.
No, I gotta keep things going because something's gonna happen at the end of your guys' dates, so. The whole town's getting blown up! No, I'm just kidding.
You were gonna say something else.
Sounds par for the course for my date.
This is what happened earlier we talked about. Just kidding. Anyway, so, you guys, Taurus and Thay, you guys traveling on the flying platform, eventually kind of end up in this. End up toward the edge of
It was
town.
more like.
So it seems to be kind of a very oddly, extremely circular set of trees. They seem to make up a little grove. And he sits down the flying platform just outside the grove, and your feet just ever so lightly kind of alight down to the ground as the platform fades away underneath you. This way, it's kind of a rather special place. I thought you might enjoy it.
What is this place?
It's a private-ish, if you will, restaurant. It's kept for special occasions or for uses for archery patrons.
I see.
Rather kind of It was run by my grandfather.
Does it belong to you?
No, it's doesn't belong to me, but it was run. It started by the family. We don't have much in the operation, but I do have special secrets. You guys walk in, and eventually the maitre d' sees you guys come in. As you guys walk through the grove, you feel the
Sorry, I'm just picturing underneath it's an underground fight club.
you feel the touching of kind of calming
What are you
magic.
on right now? I would love some.
She's on tired, I think.
No, I am not. You shut up.
I love
No, you don't.
Confirmation. All right, let's
So-
keep going.
you. As you walk underneath, you feel the kind of magical touch of very calming, peaceful, just kind of like feelings wash over you. It's familiar. You've been in a
Disgusting.
You've been in a place like this before. You've been in them a few times where you've been in kind of groves that seem to kind of radiate just protection and calming magic. So you guys walk in. The maitre d' sees you coming and recognizes Siltoris and says, "Ah, I see you're here for your reservation. Follow me this way." Leads you deeper into the grove, and occasionally you come across the odd table. It almost kind of seems like each one is almost in kind of its own little quiet area. There's occasionally people that congregate together, but eventually he leads you to this one, and this table is just kind of in a quiet place. It's off by itself, but as you guys sit down and you look off to your right, you can see that it allows for a beautiful view of the ocean, overlooking, I believe. There's some light, kind of like fairy lights dancing around, and some other kind of like magical
Wispy
wispy
bits.
bits flying around.
I knew it.
Um,
I knew it.
some quiet music is playing. You guys are just that seems to almost be coming from everywhere at once, and it's just very peaceful and quiet. And I like how all my attempts to set ambience are just
Rebuff.
rebuffed.
I think he heard those like wheezing noises. She heard those wheezing noises you were making.
You need to take right.
Oh, no.
I'm trying to set ambience.
Sorry.
We might have to take this up another day. If this is how-
No! No, go ahead. I will shut up. Go ahead.
Can you get that in writing?
Alright, so you guys sit down in the nice kind of calming fairy lights and the beautiful kind of just table that almost seems like it's growing out of the ground.
Okay.
Seems like it's growing out of the ground. It forms a nice smooth tabletop. It has a tablecloth over top. It's pristine, kind of white, with a centerpiece of kind of like glowing crystals that create this very nice light, ethereal glow. So as you guys sit, Barbaros goes and he pulls up a chair for you. Very gentlemanly, pushes the chair in for you, and sits down across from you and he says, "I thank you for agreeing to coming with me."
I'll admit I surprised myself that I accepted.
I appreciate you going out to work. I know we've started to make some progress back on the flying vessel, but it's been a while. I didn't know your thoughts were. I know you were looking, but I wasn't sure if you were more concerned about me or the magic powers.
An excellent question.
There you go.
I'll keep that.
Yeah, pull it out. I have to admit, I do regret the past, and I do want to try to become at least close to them, in some sense, if it's possible.
Was any of it real?
Yes. Takes a second, kind of takes a deep breath. It was real for me. It wasn't at first. I'll admit it kind of grew out what I felt like was nowhere at the time. That's what eventually led me to telling you the truth. I wanted to base it all on lies.
I can respect that.
Appreciate that. Eventually, a waiter shows up and he says, "Yes, we're gonna get you drinks on this evening." Rose looks to you, like, "Do you enjoy some wine?"
Very well.
A bottle of your fine vintage, sir. All right, away. Bounce out. And as he walks, like, he goes to, like, walk away, and you didn't really see him approach, hear him approach, and he goes to, like, walk past the tree. He vanishes, like, behind the tree. Just, like, you expect to see him walk to the other side, he's gone. Kind of the nice, light, dancing lights, and kind of magical effect of this grove is really interesting. And, of course, the beautiful view of the ocean off as the sun is getting ready to set. Creates nice contrasting colors. Yeah. Eventually your drinks are brought. Barbaros is kind of sitting across from you. I'm kind of unsure what to say.
So, what have you been up to all this time?
Well, I'm not much, if I'm honest. Keeping things going. Don't have any much official work. Oh, I just kind of move from place to place. That I would like to see and keep them busy.
So, an adventurer.
Others, if you will. I do enjoy seeing
Surrounded by them.
What would you prefer to do?
I like a bit of travel, but far less excitement.
Understand? Well, for somebody of my caliber, there's not quite a lot that can be exciting, for the most part. Because when you can have almost godlike powers, you can do quite a bit.
I imagine so.
But what have you been up to for the last however many years it's been?
I work for the same academy I was once a student of. And I've been roped into these apocalyptic happenings.
Yes, you mentioned that about the Dawnwood.
Originally, I had hoped it was just going to be a letter-carrying job.
Yet here you find yourself.
Yes.
I understand you and your friend have made yourself very important.
If you care to put it that way.
I think I would.
Gotten entangled in many events.
There's not been many delegations sent to us by the Dawnwood, so I think I find you two is very important. I have to say, you've grown quite a lot. Not quite the same woman I remember.
Well, when you live such a short life, change is inevitable.
So you do. Even sometimes in a long life. Realize things you once thought were good ideas or guess age comes for us all. Eventually the waiter comes back and says, what can I get you all for dinner?
I'm afraid I don't know anything about Fae food.
What do you enjoy? But make it just better.
Lobster bisque.
Not lobster bisque.
I spoke.
I know I live in Maine, but I don't like lobster. Kind of kick me out.
I mean, pretty much anything you think they would eat. Salad, I mean, eat.
Probably some meat dish.
Would you propose some meat? Okay. Give us whatever your meat special today. Right away, sir. He bows out. Eventually, breadsticks are brought, and they're delicious. They have that like little oil with like the herbs in it. You
Yep.
can just like dip it in. It's just. Eventually, you guys hear some kind of faint, kind of like ethereal singing coming into the background. And as it's kind of happening, eventually, like what you thought was being very beautiful, kind of like setting the mood, you hear kind of a very high nasally sound go fit into the rest of it. Where it was kind of nice, you hear it just kind of like, wow. And you're looking around, and Fabros is like, I haven't got rid of those things yet. He's kind of looking around the edge of the grill. Eventually, as he finds what he's looking for, and he sets eyes on what seems to be kind of an innocuous mushroom. And upon closer inspection, you see it has faith. And it's singing along in a very obnoxiously nasal voice with the kind of ethereal singing that's just kind of all over.
This one's going to be fried.
And it's like, oh, I hate these. Snaps his fingers, and it just like immediately pops out of existence, if you will.
Unmade it.
Like, oh, I think that's rid of those things. They're kind of cute, if you will. No way, but oh, this I just love it so.
Actual monsters in D&D.
You mean mushrooms?
Yes.
Found them this week or last
I
week.
love that.
It's coming out with Beyond the Witchlight, which is the new Feywild-based D&D adventure. They've been slowly releasing teaser content, and the Singing Mushrooms were a monster from Second Edition. They're called Campestries, and they're little adorable singing mushrooms that sing awfully.
I love that so much.
They're from Second Edition, so they brought them back. They're happy-go-lucky little mushroom creatures that drive people crazy.
Nice.
They're only a challenge rating of 0. They got -5 for strength. But, so, yeah, I found those and I was like, oh, I gotta incorporate these.
Hold on, I got that here.
Okay,
Keep going, I'm just writing something down.
so, let's think of. I have to ask.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on us? I would like to rebuild a relationship. I don't want to force you into. If you're not interested in being friendly at the minimum again, or
I can't give you a definite answer right now. But I would ask for your patience.
I don't want you to feel pressured into doing things with me as far as like you're not interested. I mean, interested in rebuilding your friendship. Appreciate that. Eventually, food is brought. You guys begin to eat your delicious meal. Back over to Pip and Oswald, and you guys are finishing up dinner. Would you like a dessert course?
Well, what do you have?
Bless you.
We have a myriad of cakes and cookies and ice cream, other things.
Did you say ice cream?
Yes, it's kind of a local specialty.
Do you like ice cream, Oswald?
I have to admit, I've never tried it.
Can you bring us 3, please?
He bows out and goes and picks it up. Dinner was great. Thought it tasted really good.
I really liked it.
This place, I have to admit, it's growing on me. Enjoy it. It's nice and peaceful. It's on the water. And Great company. It's good to spend time. Yep.
It's spent time with you too. And you're pretty good company too. He said I'm great company, guys.
You reach out and kind of like touched your hand for a second. Our hands, they touched.
Our leader Paul's.
Eventually, dessert is brought. Oswald takes his first bite and he's like, oh my. That is really good.
That's why I got 3.
I think that was a good idea. You guys start kind of chowing down your ice cream.
We shared the third one.
Huh?
We shared the third one.
Yeah. You do. As you guys finish up your ice cream and waiter comes out and is like, is there anything else I can get you? Oswald looks at you and kind of like, oh, I think we're good. Alright, well thank you for dining with us this evening. You're welcome to spend time here as much as you want. If you need anything, let me know. But your dinner was on house courteous of the great Siltors. So please let us know if you need anything else. About water pouting around as he leaves.
Was I right in remembering that there was kind of like a little dock that went out a little ways?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are on a port town. There's lots of wharfs and docks.
No, it's like from the restaurant. Wasn't there like a little dock area?
There was not that I mean, you guys are close to the water, but you're not right. You guys can walk down there if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you and Oswald eventually head up and start walking down the street heading towards the dock. As you guys eventually kind of reach the coast, you can see the sun is just setting. It's very, very nice. Walk down, there's this dock, and there's a few people out and about, but not a lot. So you hear some bustling from the local taverns, restaurants. You guys walk out, hear this crashing waves. Really nice.
We go to the edge of the dock, sit down, and put our little feet.
You sit down and you dangle your feet over the edge. And as you do, Oswald
otter, Paul. Little otter. Otter.
Oswald eventually reaches over and he puts his hand on yours.
Little paws holding puppets. Sorry, okay.
He said, "This is really nice of you."
So where are you? She like, Sun goes over and puts her head on him.
He puts his arm around you, and you guys can sit there and enjoy watching the sunset. Or that me, that's fade. Meanwhile,
Siltors.
Faye and Siltoris, you guys are finishing up your food. And it's quite nice. The music is very peaceful, relaxing, and you're watching
No
the
more
sun.
singing mushrooms.
Sun slowly set. No singing mushrooms. And yeah. Siltoris orders you guys some desserts. You guys just kind of chat lightly about things. Is there anything particular you want to ask about, talk about? Thing with the store?
Nope.
Okay. You guys have a nice, peaceful evening. You guys chat and talk. Music continues to play, desserts eventually taken away, drinks are refilled, but you guys enjoy a nice, quiet evening. Just kind of reconnecting. Looking out over the sunset as the sun slowly sets. So you guys are in your restaurant still. Pip and Oswald. You guys eventually kind of, it's getting dark, so you all eventually start making your way back home. Yeah. A nice, peaceful evening comes to a close as you all make it back to the tower where you're staying. Oswald, as he walks back to his room, he says, "Thank you for a really nice day. I have to say, I really think I like you a lot."
I think I really like you a lot too.
Yes, they kiss. You guys,
Oh no, he falls on top of her. Come on.
Come on! You guys share.
My lips. Now you must take responsibility.
That's for my lips. You guys.
Listen, that's a very common line in K-dramas, okay?
It is, and I love it.
You have stolen my lips. How will you take responsibility? Like, well, I guess we gotta engage on a ridiculous 15-episode romance now.
And actually fall in love. So, you guys share a kiss. Very nice. And he leaves you to enter your rooms feeling how you do.
Giddy.
Barbaros, and Faye, you show up a little while later, and he leads you back up to your room. As he does, he brings you to your room and says, "Thank you for a very nice evening. It's been a good time."
Yes, this was a good evening.
You are quite the enjoyable person, Spencer. For that,
So are you.
thank you. That he gives you a rather deep bow. Walks away. Alright, you guys are in your rooms. And night comes to a close.
I bet Daffodil had a date with Barmaid.
You hear Daffodil coming in. Oh, hello!
Dancing Queen!
Dancing Queen! I just love that song. It's so good. Oh, Dancing Queen! Come back, he's got like an afro.
The jumpsuit.
Oh god.
He's got some of that like belly fur sticking on the top.
Forgotten, but I will take my math rocks and I will go home.
I'm okay.
No, she's not.
You're not. So I'm just picturing a little hedgehog in a jumpsuit. So cute. I
Yeah,
can't
you guys' fight evening comes to a close, and yeah, you guys wake up, and it's a new day. Although
Everybody's missing.
We've already done that one.
you guys wake up,
Everything smells really weird.
breakfast is had. You guys go downstairs, breakfast is had. You are announced. You were told that a ship has been found and that you guys will be leaving in the evening.
Nope. You don't touch. Keep going.
You guys have been told that the ship has been found. You guys will be leaving in the evening. So you guys all start preparing to go. Getting your bags ready. Although you adventure types don't, pack super duper heavy. But yeah, as things progress, you guys get prepared. Go about your day, but you notice like it's very kind of dreary day. There's not like a lot of sunlight coming through, and it's kind of like oddly dark. It's not like it's almost a little darker than it would be normally if it was cloudy. Because you guys are just kind of like going about getting ready. There's clouds in the sky, but it's just like darker than normal. It's kind of weird. So you guys continue getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you notice it gets dark. And dark. And you see, as you guys, Faye, you in particular, because, actually no, your balcony faces the water. As you guys head down to one of the balconies, in one of the kind of sitting areas as you guys are waiting, you notice facing off in the distance towards the rest of the Feywild, inky blackness seems to be kind of settled. What are you doing? Oh, ready to roll. Got it. You see an inky blackness kind of setting over the Feywild, and it's getting ever darker. kind of red lights kind of are interspaced inside darkness and blackness. And it's very kind of off-putting. Still tourist energy comes out, he joins you guys.
We were hoping you knew.
I've never seen anything like it. Look, it's, copy that book.
Yes. It's in my bag. Right
So
here.
grabs it, starts to looks out and he's looking like he talks like he's reading out of it. He says, the dark, he reads it like he's reads out of a book. And the darkness swallowed the land. Blackness came up upon us without knowing. Started swallowed, eating big plankton. Shadow creatures approached and started to kill the townsfolk. It's to be believed. That looks very much like what the books looked like. We need to run.
Yes. I agree.
So, quickly, a magical staircase appears, leading down around the outside of the castle. As you guys see the darkness approaching, and it gets closer, and you realize it's moving. So, the staircase appears, you guys start heading around the outside of the castle. I need an acrobatics check, please.
Who's gonna give us a good one? Daffodil will. Nat 20.
Natural 20, nice.
Yep.
Alright, so natural 20 for Daffodil.
Specifically a nat 8.
Nice. What about for, anyone for all?
Oh, Bean. Shouldn't have bothered with him.
23.
Okay,
12.
12. Alright, so you guys vault over and start running down the stairs. Faye, you start to lose your footing a little bit, but as you do, still Taurus notices and you manage to kind of like extend it out a little bit so that way you don't like fall off the edge and you're able to kind of get your footing back underneath you. Good. So you guys are running down around the outside. You hear some people in the town. You hear some ringing of bells and blowing of horns. People are now noticing the blackness approaching the city. You guys continue quickly running down the staircase. As you do, you guys eventually hit the ground running and start making your way towards dock and towards the boat. And so Taurus points you guys in that direction. You need an athletics check.
15.
Right?
That's a 10 for me.
Okay.
And an 18 for Daffodil.
Alright. So, everybody's making pretty good pace. Faye, you're starting to fall behind. And you guys, as you're making your way down through the city and through the twisting, winding streets, you eventually hear screams coming from behind you. Crashing and sounds of combat. And you look behind you and you can see the wall, a tidal wall of darkness approaching. You guys continue to run. Please give me another athletics check.
25. Good athletics. Acrobatics.
Athletics.
Okay. 14 for Daffodil.
Okay.
And for me. Oh, nat 1.
Oh. So, you guys continue to run. Daffodil's starting to fall behind a little bit, and as he does, Faye, you step on one of the stones in the street, which is really well set, but you manage to kind of find a platform, trip. You fall flat on your face, and you're kind of knocked out of discombobulated. For a second. As you look up and see people heading on, as you turn around, as you're trying to get up, you see the black wall approaching at high speed. Please make an athletics saving.
What?
I'm sorry, dexterity saving.
Okay. You love it.
Okay. You do manage to get back up, get back on, but you're trailing the back of the pack. You can just kind of catch. You're seeing them as they're turning around corners and following them along as best you can.
Seems that you better work.
You guys are continuing along. Eventually, out in front of you guys, you notice a set of black creatures come around in the corner and start running towards you guys. Taurus is a little ways ahead of you guys, and this is now between you guys, the rest of you, and can't believe you. Pip, you're at the head of the group. With Faye a ways behind you, and Daff not far.
Those things are ahead of us, blocking our path.
They just came out of an alley, and they seem like they're kind of heading to this. The street is probably about 30 feet wide, and they're walking out. There's about 3 or 4 of them coming out of the path. Now,
I don't know. Can't really do much of anything.
Do I remember if my daylight spell worked on the shadowy creatures in that village we saved?
I don't.
Okay.
If they come close enough, I will.
Well, there's streets or side streets. You see some tourists up ahead, but they're not between you. So you guys have options. You don't just have to like action. You guys can choose what you do. There's a number of side streets that are available. You guys can try to run past. You can try to fight them. You do a number.
I don't know. Just keep going, I guess.
You gonna try to run around them?
Seems like it.
Okay, make an athletics check, please.
All of us?
Everybody.
Yeah. 17 for me. And for Daffodil,
11.
23.
Okay, so Pip, you start running by, and as you do, they lunge for you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay, that's gonna be a 16.
Okay, so the 16, you manage to evade the attack and keep on running. As you turn around, you see the wall ever approaching closer and closer. You see Daffodil manage to barely avoid the attack. Faye, as you run close, what did you roll? You said you rolled an 18?
Yes.
Yeah.
17 or 18.
My guess is all the other people like Oswald, Hook, Flana, and
Oh, yes. They're all with you guys. I'm sorry, they're closer to Sulforce.
That's what I was.
They're ahead of them.
Okay,
You guys kind of got dragged behind.
that's. I just wanted to double check that they weren't there.
Yeah. Yep.
I would be really sad if we left them behind.
No, they're there. They're there. Sorry, I didn't say that specifically. I should. So, Faye, you do manage to dodge around the creature. They reach lunge for you. You guys continue down the path. Eventually, you get to a spot where you see Sultorus stop and large set of parts and stuff pathway ahead. It takes a second. He snaps his fingers, and eventually, their pathway opens up between them. You guys are able to continue forward. You do lose a little bit of time. You guys continue forward, and you see the ship that you were supposed to take. It pointed out to you. The sails are down, and it's heading away from the dock. So as you guys continue forward, and it's making its pathway, you see a bridge of vines appear heading towards the boat. You guys now have to kind of navigate the slightly unsettled ground. So I need dexterity saving throws. Acrobatics checks.
That saving throws were acrobatics.
Yes.
Same number, please.
That's 27 for Daffodil.
Okay.
That's a 22 for me.
Okay.
And a 12 for Faye.
So Daffodil and
My good rolls on Daffodil.
and Pip make definitely kind of like make their way up the vines and start like following along the path. And then as they do, Faye, as you're still kind of in the rear, you go up and your foot gets caught in the vines and you trip, fall, and the darkness is like crashing down behind you. Please make a dexterity save.
15.
15. Alright, with that you manage to uncatch your foot and you're barely staying ahead of it. But you are able to jump off the edge the last second and land on the boat with the rest of the group who's with you. And as the boat kind of sails away, you guys turn around and you see the darkness approaching upon the city, stopping its somewhat. And it's you see shadows popping out everywhere, and lots come down to the docks. There, the boat as it heads away. Here's a number of other ones. And all you can see for a long ways away toward the shore. Unrelenting darkness. The problem is worse than you guys originally thought.
Knew it.
So, you guys now find yourself on this boat, heading off into the distance. Till Torres comes up to you guys and he says, "Well, I've spoken to the captain. He had the wits, but almost not wits to. He said that we could still continue to head towards the portal, and he says that's frankly probably the best way for us to go. Unless you all have any objections.
Not at this juncture.
Put the magic protecting you in the cave to stop this stuff. Not the option.
That means that the darkness has overtaken our entire world, and there's probably no hope in saving it.
One way to find out. Sourced in the dawn, but I think we need to go back and take it out.
And how are we going to do that without the pieces of the great weapon? And how are we going to get that and then be able to defeat it? Because the best chance that we have is to get all the pieces of the great weapon.
We'll have to. Let's be careful.
That's the understatement of the century.
There's nothing else we can do.
Sail off. The mood of the rest of the party is rather dim. You guys make your way out to the fog in the distance. You eventually see what up ahead is a kind of, after about a day's travel, set of rocks, kind of the shape of an archway. It eventually makes its way through the arch. Finds port. It docks near a rocky edge that kind of creates a natural dock. Upon doing so, you guys are able to. The captain informs you that you would all need to disembark, and that the portal is located on land. So, you guys make your way up towards the kind of a rocky pathway. This kind of abysmal, like rocky, dark landscape with kind of sharp points. The smell of kind of ocean water still wafts up, but it also smells like port where water kind of collects things together. Not necessarily a pleasant smell. There is kind of a narrow kind of pathway that kind of switchbacks up this large hill, and then you can see at the top there seems to be kind of a rocky outcrop. It creates almost like kind of an interesting geometric shape. So you guys make your way up. As you do, you get towards the top, and you guys see ahead of you very intricate rock shapes, very kind of unnatural shapes, creating a kind of almost like a diamond pattern with what seems to be an entranceway. Barbara says, "Well, I think this is the portal we're looking for. I think we should all take it."
Yes.
So as you guys start making your way towards it, all of a sudden you guys feel the ground. Turn around, see a dark figure making its way up the switch paths. beaming red eyes. What do you guys do?
Pip pushes.
Bye.
Pip starts pushing the people, like everybody in.
So, Barbara starts ushering you guys in. Do you guys, who you guys gonna, you just gonna shove your friends in first? You guys gonna,
Pip's shoving her friends in first.
okay, so you start pushing everybody in.
Like,
for-
Poke, Valana, like.
Yep, they're going through and they're getting it. They're going through. All your friends are through. Daffodil looks back, looks at you guys,
Pip
jumps-
shoves it in.
jumps in. Now it's just you two and Siltors.
Pip's like, go, go, go. I will be the last one through. She wants to make sure that everyone's through.
What do you do, Faye? You go through?
Yes, but I grab her.
You grab her and you pull her through. And as you guys kind of head to the portal and kind of color of the local area fades, you see Siltoris. Wait. Not into the portal. As he turns around and faces the black. And all goes black.
He's got to keep his room safe.
As the darkness engulfs everything, you guys see kind of faint images and creatures and plants and trees kind of almost like growing in reverse. De-aging, then re-aging. And things kind of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Oh God.
And you guys, light suddenly encompassing you, smell of forest, of woods and trees and birds, tall in the distance. You guys find yourselves in a very, very similar rocky outcrop at the edge of the woods. You see off in the distance a large, kind of like set of mountains off in the distance. These are kind of at the base of the forest. It almost seems like they came down from a rock slide.
Okay.
And as you guys gather surroundings, you see your friends.
Okay, good.
They're all there. But it's you feel like you're in the dawn. But it's different than what you expected. There's none of that corruption in you. Things are different. Just have to sense things are a little different. The rest of the group looks around and they're like, Siltors.
He decided not to come. He decided to fight the thing back there. By himself.
What's the weakness?
Yeah, of course. Well, if anyone can handle it on that side, he can.
Yes, but unfortunately we're down our powerhouse, even though we might not have been super useful, but who knows?
Oh, he didn't seem too intrigued to come with us anyway.
Well, I don't know about you all, but this doesn't look familiar to me. Translip says, not to me either.
Do I recognize this sort of place from my travels?
Roll a nature check. Or survive check.
Nat 20.
Which one did you roll?
Does it matter? It's a nat 20.
It doesn't. It depends on
Which one do you want to be? Nature or survival?
Nature.
Nature. Okay. So, with a natural 20 nature check, you're looking at the surrounding kind of area and the trees that are growing. Notice that they're all kind of like dark.
Okay.
And the rocky landscape, it's not an area you've traveled to before, but you recognize it as being the lower western part of the Dawnwood. You notice you're assuming you're near Pine, specifically near the Dark Mountains, where the darkness originated from, where the last battle was fought.
Marvelous. Okay.
So the question is, do we go straight there, try to fight the darkness head on without the power, without things of power, or do we try to go and grab those things before?
You know that the edge of the forest is approximately a day's walk from Pine Farm, which Rizal lives in the center of the forest.
You don't have a chance without those artifacts. So our best bet is to go into Pinehorn and find information.
So you guys collect your things. Sure, what happened? Certainly, yes.
Yep.
So you guys travel. I'm gonna get a survival check.
And that one for Faye for a survival check.
Okay.
So,
I guess that means Pip's doing the perception check.
Yep.
okay, that's gonna be 21.
Okay, come on. So, you guys are walking around. Faye, you're leading. This is the one that kind of was able to figure out where you guys were and have the general idea of where you're going.
Yeah.
And you guys walked for a couple hours and eventually find yourselves back at the Rocky Mountain. So you guys walked in the big circle. Pip, you didn't notice anything in particular during the walk that would seem dangerous or concerning, but you guys did walk in a big circle. And found yourselves at back of the
Hey,
Rocky
I think you need to listen to your honeypots back at home. You didn't get it.
Nope. You're gonna have to give me another one.
I think it's
Pooh
a
and
Pooh
Piglet were
reference.
able to get back home because Pooh was hungry and he was listening to his honeypots back at home. Well, Rabbit
I thought you were talking.
do this.
Thought you were talking about man.
I knew it was a Pooh thing, I just didn't recognize it. So, what do you guys do? Lost a couple hours of daylight, about mid-afternoon.
Do we want to try that again and try to find our way to Pinehorn? I think that's.
You said it's like late afternoon now.
Yes.
Probably best to find a good place to camp out.
You guys want to camp out near the Rocky Outcropping? You guys go look for something.
Something a little more sheltered.
You guys make your way. Let me get a survival check, please.
Your turn.
Okay. 11.
11? Okay.
That is
So,
great.
you head off in the general direction you think you need to be going, and eventually find kind of a nice copse of trees that seem relatively protected near it. You guys are able to set up camp.
And we still got the
You set up
lanyard.
your dome. And, agree.
Cool.
You wake up, it's another day. Sun shining, birds chirping. Sounds the woods that you grew up hearing your whole lives.
Well,
As the dome fades, you guys do anything in the morning?
Just the normal breakfast.
Yeah.
Tidy up the camp and get ready to go.
It's rather subdued morning. Have breakfast. All kind of keep to yourselves.
Pip talks with Oswald.
Talk with Oswald. He makes an attempt to be cheerful, but he's definitely not quite normal self. So you guys finish that up and start heading off towards the direction. Give me a survival check and a perception. Let's do one.
I have a plus.
I will let Daffodil do the survival check.
And who's gonna do perception?
Okay, so that's a 25,
Okay, 25 in survival. That's good stuff.
and I'll do perception.
Okay.
21.
So, you relate to Daffodil's direction and what you get, what he's looking for. He starts heading off in that direction. You keep an eye. Pip's answering. With the rest of you. You guys continue through the woods. Rather kind of dark and tree. It's a lot of pine trees. Very kind of tall, dark. Creates some dark forest. You hear some rustling off in the distance, but because you're keeping a close eye, you manage to avoid anything that you would assume to be potentially dangerous and continue down the path. You guys, after about your day's travel, stopping only occasionally to have an after lunch and then to get potty breaks, you guys continue until eventually you come across what seems to be a small village. There's people bustling about. Dawn wood folk like themselves.
Okay.
going about their days. They, as you guys approach, a bunch of them kind of like look and point, whisper, and eventually, kind of a tall raccoon kid, or I'll call Wolven, comes up, greets the party, says, "Hi, hello there. We help you."
We're trying to make our way to Pinehorn.
Pinehorn? Well, congratulations, you made it.
How dare you railroad me into Pinehorn Legends of Arceus?
Are you sure this is Pinehorn?
Goes, my tail's great.
Oh.
It's great.
I always thought that Pinehorn was supposed to be bigger than this.
I don't know what you've heard about. It's the only big city for miles is Dawnport. The only big city in the Dongwood that I'm aware of.
Could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you tell me what year it is?
Yeah. Good question.
Enlighten me, please.
It's only about, I don't know, 40 AK.
So, when did we defeat the darkness?
It's the darkness.
Shit, Okay,
You
so
guys are from 810 people.
I'm going to...
And you knew that the fight with the darkness.
Yeah.
So guess what? Those things of power haven't been created yet.
Yeah.
I don't know what you all are about and your kind of fancy clothes that you're wearing. But the folk of Pinewood are hardy and they're not afraid of strangers, so there's a small inn in town. You can find yourself comfortable if you'd like me to show you.
That would be very kind.
Thank you.
Follow me this way. As you guys follow the kind of the tall, kind woman, whispers come from kind of like different areas. Obviously, visitors don't come often. They're not like thrown away or like pushed out, but they're not.
Let me guess. The majority of these people here are women.
There is quite a few wolven, yes.
That's women.
First one I'm glad I get.
There is a couple of the other races. There's some raccoonskins, some foxings, kind of spread around. But yeah, the majority of them were definitely wolvens, and they all kind of seem to be in their individual groups. And you can tell them kind of familiar by color because they have some different. A lot of them tend to be gray, black spots, but there's some that are brown or black. Some kind of that auburn color. But yeah, you guys eventually he leads you to this kind of tall-ish or wide-ish building, and it's got a sign above the door that says "Wolf and Sparrow." You guys walk in, and it's very, very old. Feels very.
Oh dear.
It feels kind of old-fashioned, if you will,
800 years old-fashioned.
but not unfamiliar. And you're greeted by this wolven woman, like black and gray spots. Welcome to the Fox and the Sparrow. I see you have brought some friends. Yes, there seem to be strangers from out of town and looking for a place of safety. Happy to have them here. Would it mind to be 5 copper to stay for the evening?
Oh god, inflation! I'm rich!
Here.
Thank you. The dinner included, we'll have it in a few hours. Please make yourself at home. Maybe staying down that hall, picking you a meal.
Thank you.
So you guys head down. You just feel like uncomfortable tension from the rest of you guys' party this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just kind of like keeping their mouths shut, following along, understanding what's happening, but very uncomfortable. So
It's okay.
as you guys head down the halls, you kind of like get some rooms, pick up your rooms. But before long, they're all knocking at your guys' door. Pip and Faye,
Yes.
I think we need to talk.
No, we don't.
I'm in.
Thank you. They all join in. Daffodil's like, so are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the fact that you were
In the past.
800 years in the past. Like, shit.
753 to be precise.
I know, Daffodil. That's why I had a mental breakdown before we left, because I knew something like this would happen. It would
No,
come back to the wrong time, or everything would explode, or everything would go awful because we went to the Feywild.
You don't know about time paradoxes. Now be quiet.
She did.
Well,
She did. She knew that something was gonna go screwy.
it's just concerning. I mean, back in the past, the darkness hasn't even struck yet.
So we can't even defeat it.
Well, I'm afraid. Faye, have you done the math?
Sure.
You're the smart one. I mean, are we near the time period where the darkness surge struck?
Yes.
I was afraid. I think we're gonna find ourselves in the thick of it.
That would seem to be the case.
So what do you think we should do?
It would seem that our best bet would be to find the legendary heroes that defeated the darkness the first time.
Yes, the legendary heroes hit one of every race.
Join them. Defeat the darkness. Figure out how they defeated the darkness. Talk to the Great Bear Spirit or whatever. Make sure that we get all those pieces together in one place. Jump through a portal, jump back to our normal time,
Or
and then
maybe
use
farther
it
back in
again.
time.
Maybe we can make sure it gets defeated entirely.
Yes. But we don't have all the pieces. This thing hasn't been made yet. So how it can be totally defeated?
Well, this is supposed to be the time where the Great Bear Spirit was easy to get hold of, wasn't it?
We can tell him about the one piece that we found and how.
We can find him and explain what's happening. He might understand.
Sure.
Being that powerful might actually be able to help.
Maybe if he has a forewarning, maybe he can put it. We can
Maybe.
stop this, any of that from happening.
Maybe. But then how are we gonna go back to our normal time?
I'm assuming it's going to the Feywild once, true to this, maybe we can do it again.
Or it
No.
might screw with worse.
We know where the portal is. We know where the last battle was fought. If it follows a similar pattern, we can fight the last battle and jump right through the portal.
It's worth a shot.
Alright, let's go save this world.
They're all looking around and they're all nodding. Great.
Alright. But I know what price I want them to pay me.
What's that?
So,
As you guys all collectively grown, tiny room, little Pinehorn
Village.
in Pinehorn Village, 800
there
and
needs to be a statue of Pip in
Eight-
Pinehorn, like
that's not y'all. 800 years ago, and that's where we're gonna end.
Pip's like, no, I need a Flintstone shell house, please.
So I've been building up to this one for a long time.
Yep.
Oh, feels good.
See, I didn't know if he wanted to go into the future or into the past.
I hadn't
And knew
decided.
he wanted to screw with the.
I hadn't decided yet, so I made that decision today.
Nice.
I'd be contemplating either direction. One of the big notes about the Feywild everyone talks about is that time can be really screwy going between the two. So now you guys will get to experience history firsthand.
Yay! That's why we had all those flashback dreams. It was us.
Maybe
Probably.
all the way back to episode 1 shit.
Sorry. I just like Pip being a badass.
Nutcase.
No, Meredith and I talked about this slightly, so she had an idea. She didn't know what was coming. Did I talk about it with you, Brittany?
I don't think so.
What, were you surprised?
I
Surprise.
knew we wanted to go far in the future, either into the future, where things have gone really bad, like our friends and family have gone, like it's bad, or in the past before that it even happened. The first time.
Yeah.
So I knew it was one of the. It was very rare that he, like, very small chance that he was gonna like set us back to the same time.
I had to keep you guessing, but I knew I was going to do something with it.
Pip will be like,
But-
I can give you all kinds of magic shit. Here you go. I know nothing about magic, but
And so much money, I can buy that island.
By that private island I've always wanted.
It really was a private island you wanted, but you've got the money now.
You can just start you can start to make it in college.
It sounds like paperwork.
Pip can like have everything all set up. Like, okay, there will be frog people in this area, and then there'll be this great witch who comes in, who is gonna like totally take over. It's gonna be great. She's just gonna be like, ha ha ha!
You're just gonna write a book of
mess with
prophecies.
Yes, it'll be great.
And once you know that the Great Witch moves, you know that the heroes have come to save the world a second time.
Be like, okay, so there needs to be a whale snail shell house erected for this here. Please. And that's why you have all these really weird, like, statues that you can't tell anymore what they are because they were once Pip, where they keep going whoosh.
So, thank you guys for joining us this evening, hanging out with us. Tonight's episode was a little scatterbrained, but
A little bit.
ended up with some major plot points and pushing the story forward as you guys are now in the past.
You kiss him in the paw hole.
You gotta figure out what you guys are gonna do about it. Oh, you guys basically figure it out. Make your way through the past without screwing too much up and messing up the future. It'll be fun. Yeah, thank you guys for being here and hanging out with us. We always appreciate you guys, you viewers. We're excited to see where this is gonna go and see how you guys handle this situation. I think it's gonna be good stuff. But yeah. So with that, be on the lookout as we continue moving forward and continue to try to come up with new stuff. As life maybe quiets down over the winter, maybe I'll try to put forth a bunch of effort to try to bring the stream up. Those of you who are here now, you were here first. But thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful, safe week. Like us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Check us out. And with that, be safe. See you next time here at Acadia RPG. Have a nice night.